Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the messenger of God here. Coming to drop one for y'all today. And this is going to be called Metaphorically Speaking. Now, the reason why I call this Metaphorically Speaking is because it's to help you learn how to think further than you actually already know how to think in. And, you know, it's like creative thinking. So this video may not be for everyone, but for those who want more in learning how to think creatively and to think outside of the box, let me help you out. So I've been doing this since I was young, and I also had played it with my mother before. Now, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to give you an example on how to play. I would teach this to like a class or like a group of people who want to learn how to play a game at home. It's just like a brain game, you know, just to keep your mind going and to keep you learning how to do things. Let me take these off, matter of fact, so I can talk to y'all. It's something because this is random. You guys know I like to say random things, but I wonder if anybody out there, I just noticed that I had like a little freckles and I didn't even know it, but like over the years as things came along, you know, over the years as things came along, recently I just been getting like a lot of like little moles, you know, like freckles and stuff just to come up. And recently, you know, I had one to come on my nose. You know, I've been getting them to come up. It's like funny, sometimes they'll come on my toes or something, but anyways, they're like little moles. And then like I noticed I have freckles, like a little bit, like just a little bit, but whatever. You have to be like really close to see it. So unfortunately, you probably out of luck with that for right now. Just saying. Okay, metaphorically speaking. All right, I'm going to teach you how to play. So this is how I play with my mom, and I showed her how to do it first. I had her to give me a word, and then I would show her how to do it, and then after I showed her how to do it, then she learned. Okay, so this is how I started off. So I'm going to do this. First and foremost, I took paper, so it's very, very cheap. You know, I would teach this to a class. So, you know, as I'm your teacher today, the messenger of God, you take a piece of paper, you know, get you some writing paper and cut it up into like, it almost looked like little flashcards, like into like little papers. And some of you guys may have money and you can buy flashcards. If not, you know, kids or whatever, parents, you can buy a piece of paper or notebook paper and cut them up in about this size or whatever long or whatever like that. And you can make like little tabs. They like little flashcards. Okay, let's get started. So how you play this is I would normally put this in a box, okay? So today I don't have a box or a hat. So we're going to use a sandwich bag, okay? Let's just keep it simple. So I will take this and put them in the bag as if like I was pulling names, you know, just to make it fun. You know, shake them up, you know. I will use a hat, you know, if you have a hat, use a hat or whatever. So imagine being in a class with kids or, you know, those who are old enough to learn or who's doing words or whatever, right? And so anyhow, I will start off with a word just to teach you guys how I get started, okay? So let's start off with a word, and I would say jacket, okay? First word is jacket. Okay, now metaphorically speaking, I will tell you, you would tell me what a jacket is, right? You'd be like, oh, I know what a jacket is. I have a jacket at home and, you know, I just put it on, and you probably think a jacket is just a jacket, right? But to think outside of the box, I would tell you the way to think is, what do you do with the jacket? Okay, we want to think of all kind of ways what we can do with this word jacket. So I wrote some down, and I'm going to try to explain to you what I mean by this. So I said a jacket is to cover. Okay, we use a jacket to cover ourselves, okay, to cover, okay? A jacket isn't just a jacket, but a jacket can also, you can use it to hold, okay? A jacket to keep safe, right? A jacket is, you can use it to open and let in. A jacket isn't just a jacket, but it also can keep guard. You know, just imagine if it rains, or if it's, you know, too sunny outside and you don't want to burn your skin, or some people may have sensitive skin, you know, you can use a jacket to keep guard, you know. And also, you can also have a jacket. It also can change with its seasons, right? Because if it's too hot, you're not going to wear a big jacket. And if it's too cold, you're going to wear a bigger jacket, right? A jacket also has style, okay? And it's ready for any occasion. See, this is what I see inside of the word jacket. I see the jacket, it has style. It's almost like if you was brainstorming, okay? The jacket, it can hold things that are light and that are heavy, you know, depending on your size or what you may want to put inside of the jacket, right? Okay. It also can weather any storm. It can quiet the storm. If you put on a jacket, it can keep you from getting cold, even if you didn't have one, right? Or if you did have one, okay? You can use a jacket to hide, to protect, and it's well put together. You have some jackets that are long, that are short, that comes in different colors, okay? It can be taken out, or it can be hung up. A jacket. See, a jacket isn't just a jacket. Sometimes people see words and just think of that word and just define that word. But see further than that. Think of that word and think of what you can actually say or do with that word. This is how you can become a creative writer with creative thinking, when you can think outside of just what the word and the definition of that word is. Think of everything that that word can do, okay? Just like back in the day when we have nouns, verbs, you know, I used to can stand all that stuff. Adverbs, nouns, pronouns, and you used to have to try to figure out exactly what all of these words meant, right? Isn't that funny? Okay, now I have another word, and I'm going to use the word Bible. Okay, so when you hear a Bible, you think of the Bible. It has, the Bible has the Word of God in it, right? Okay, but remind you what all of that Bible would mean to you, or what it could mean to you, right? I would say the Bible is the Word, my sword and shield, the whole armor, the front, the back, the beginning, the end, the Alpha and the Omega, okay? The Bible reminds me of Jesus, God, the Father, the Holy Spirit, his parables, the answer to your questions, right? The way of life, you know, life lessons, the commandments. It's also an example on how to live, right? The Bible reminds me of to study, not just to study, but to study to show yourself approved. The Bible is how words could speak in volumes. You know, you have some of the letters in the Bibles that are black and some that are red, okay? And the Bible always make me think of the way out, because in life we need the Bible, okay? Because it is our way out of going to hell and going to heaven, right? The Bible always speaks the truth. It's a lifesaver. It's the vision, the purpose, the reason, the interpretation, and the definition. Okay? And that's what I got out of the word Bible. You know, not just what it is, but what it means to me. You know, a button, you know, you can use the word button and say how it holds together, how it fastens, how it doesn't look right if one is missing, right? You know, and so forth. And just keep going on, you know, with your kids or with someone, and, you know, come up with words, you know. I got secret, I got time, I got reborn, you know, I got rich, poor, I got paper. A lot of times when people say paper, you be like thinking, oh, paper is just like this, paper. Instead of thinking like, you know, paper to some people means money. You know, paper is something you can write on. Paper is something that, you know, you can use to cover up. It's thin, but it holds. Okay? You can write on it, you know. Just think kind of metaphorically, you know. This is just for people who have trouble with learning how to think on words and how to, you know, define words and put them together creatively and try to use them, you know, trying to do like poetry or, you know, creative thinking, you know, with trying to do spoken word or anything, you know. I just wanted to help those who had needed to learn that. So I hope that I actually, you know, help someone out there, you know, with learning that. Matter of fact, I got a couple of my writings I'm going to share with you guys, and let's see, which one should I do? Let's do time. Okay, time, since it was one of my words. I have written this like back in 2012. Also, I was inspired to write this, you know, especially when I told y'all I was out there, you know. And I remember, like I said, I had no help. I had nobody to talk to. And, you know, God came to me when I was in this deep, dark place. And he spoke to me through my writing. You know, some of y'all know this, but those who are new to my channel and don't know my story, you know, I have been through a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Through ups and downs, you know, and I'm not perfect. A lot of people always think people are perfect, but you got to understand, you know, it takes a long time to be able to have inner peace. And sometimes people don't know that, you know, they think it's very, very easy, but you got to understand, whenever someone is attacking you or bullying you, the best thing to do is not to fight. Okay. You don't want to just fight, you know, anyone. Look at this. You don't just want to fight anyone just because, you know, they want to, you know, start something with you, or, you know, a lot of time, like I try to tell y'all, misery likes company. And the way you handle a situation is you got to pray about it, because most of the time, and a lot of time, people want you to respond and react in a way that they would react, you know. They want you to react in a way that they react. They want you to be negative, you know. They want you to be miserable like they are, you know. People do stuff for you to end up having your good being evil spoken of. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes when people do stuff, that's why I always try to tell y'all to walk away, because they already know that you're doing right. They already know that you're doing good. And 9 times out of 10, they already know not to try you, because a lot of times people want to try you and knowing you would take their whole head off their shoulders. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that you don't have to prove to nobody what you can do. You when you make it past that stage of trying to prove yourself to somebody and how strong you are and how, you know, big, you don't have to do that no more. Okay? A lot of us that's done been through these things will say like this, hey, you know, that's old. You know, I'm tired of trying to fight. You know, that's in the past. You know, a lot of people, they just now trying to get their stripes. They just now trying to get, you know, attention and just coming up in the world, but they got a long ways to go. Okay, so let the miserable people be miserable by themselves. Okay, because once you give it to God and you put it in his hand, just remind yourself, they're the ones that's gonna have to try to get to where you are. And when they find that out, they better hope it's not too late. Because see, they making their bed and they gonna lie in it. They chose to go to hell. Some of these people, they really choose to go to hell. You know, they really are the devil's imps out here. Okay. Some people, that's why I was reading that scripture, because I said some people, they sit up there and they want to do evil. And they already know it. They already know that they're doing wrong, and that's their choice. So sometimes, you know, you gotta know. Don't sit up there and say, oh my God, I don't understand, you know, why people are doing this, because the devil is seeking whom he can devour. So you gotta understand, I told y'all we're walking amongst the dead. We're here with the enemy. Okay? And in these last and evil days, that's all that we're going to be going up against, okay? So let me go ahead and drop this one for you. I just want to encourage y'all to keep doing positive things. Don't let no one change who you are. Don't let no one try to make you decide to do something just because they're doing something. So if they're doing something wrong, know in your mind that that's not what you're supposed to do, okay? Because people that's doing wrong, they're going to reap what they sow. You got to understand that. And it's hard to come back from that. You feel me? It's hard to come back from that. So the farther that you push away the right thing to do, the longer it's going to take for you to make it to heaven. And you want to try to get there. So you know what? Sometimes you got to let stuff go. You feel me? You just got to just say, hey, you know what? I ain't with all that. You feel me? And be yourself. Okay? Be yourself. Be yourself. Because you know what? Being yourself sometimes is better than being in a crowd. You know what? A lot of people, like people would say that are OGs or that are well put together, you guys may not think that they go through stuff, but they do. In order to be the person that they are, they had to go through these things already to know to just, to just chill and kick back. You got to be like this. You know what? I already know what time it is. I already know how that feel. I already know that, this ain't a good look for me. I don't need to do all this. Same thing in church. If you see somebody doing wrong or they not saying the right things, I told you got to get up out of there, okay? Now, let me share this with y'all real quick. I don't want to take up too much time, but this was called time, okay? Time. Time. Time can cancel days. Time can change orders. Time makes dates. Time have numbers that repeats itself. It keeps ticking and going. It comes and goes. It's above the knowing. Time is always held high for some reason. When someone asks for time, I think of forever, since time never stopped. I want to invite someone or propose to this together. Can I take time with me? At least it never gives up for nothing. Days could go by and it still keeps moving. When can time get a break? I guess I won't know unless I come back from dying. And that right there, y'all, was time. I love y'all. I just wanted to come out today to talk to y'all and tell y'all that I love you. If no one told you that you was beautiful today, remember that you are just the way that you are, okay? Don't worry about what nobody say about you, okay? All right? Stop trying to do too much. You don't have to overdo it just for attention, okay? You don't. Just be you. Be the best you, okay? A lot of times, it's strange how we all try to fit in somebody else's box. You feel me? Then that makes you be the person that you are not. That makes you be a different person, but the same crowd. You see what I'm saying? And we need that different person, because that different person will teach people, how to see differently. Instead of seeing the same old things, it's just like the same old people doing the same old stuff. Everybody want to look like the same girl. Everybody want to look like the same guy. And we train and program our eyes and our minds to seeing these type of things to the point to we think these things are beautiful. We think enhancing and doing stuff to our bodies make us look beautiful instead of accepting and loving who we are. There's nothing wrong with getting your hair done. But even though when you do and you take it out, love that person when you take your hair down. Love that person, that you are, before you get that haircut. Because when you get it, you're going to look extra good, right? But love that person before that. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of things to enhance who you are. Don't change who you are. A lot of times people don't want to accept the flaws in how we look. We try to be too perfect for folks. And it's just like this. You're beautiful the way you are. It's sad that our eyes can't see, you know, women these days with, you know, smaller chest or, you know, a regular body or a little stretch marks here or there without, you know, wondering if a guy is going to like you or not because, you know, you're not all the way, you know, fitted in, or you got a little belly on you, you know, they call it a booty do. You know, you got more stomach than you got, you know, booty. And it's sad that the way people are about that, you know, instead of just accepting who you are, that person you met, you know what I mean? But if your mind is just on one thing, that tells me one thing is that, you know what I'm saying, you don't have the Spirit of God in you. You know, you're after lust, you know. If all you looking for is somebody to fornicate with, then you got to look elsewhere. And that's what you going to get too. Exactly what you looking for until you find the real. And then you going to know, like, wow. Because if you can't keep that person that's real, it's because you fake. Straight up. I love y'all. I just came to talk to y'all and to share that little game with y'all. You know, do these little things at home. You know, if this is like for people who don't got money or a lot of money, and you know, you be at home and you want to teach your children at home through the times of like hard times and pandemics and different stuff that goes on. Keep your children's minds going. You can play games with them. You can play games with your mom. This is like a game you can play with all ages, you know, and just to keep their minds going and creative thinking. Because sometimes if this is good for people who, you know, you like for memory and to keep their minds, you know, activated and knowledgeable, and to keep it, you know, turning. You know, we need to just, you know, remember how important words are, just like how it is in the Bible. That's why I say the word of God is very, very important. Anything that he says, you always need to open your eyes and your ears. You have to be careful for nothing. You know, you got to be able to see further, and the only way you can do that, I told you, is to believe. Okay? I was talking to someone today, and I was letting them know, you know, it's not about religion. Okay? This is what is separating us in this world, is religion. You know, from the times that we was brought up, to our parents, to our forefathers, and how they were brought up, and the tradition. You know, a lot of us go by tradition and what how we was raised and things like that, which is fine. But let me tell y'all, a lot of things is separating us when we need unity in the Spirit of God. And the only way to do that is by having your relationship with God. You know, not so much of, you know, I'm, you know, saying that some people go, I'm Baptist, or I'm, you know, Pentecost, I'm Catholic, I'm this, you know, and it separates us. It separates us when we're one big family, but we separate each other by our beliefs. And I just know that the only way we can come together is by having our own separate relationship with God, and just believing in him, knowing that we're worshiping, all of us is worshiping one God. Why can't we realize that? You know, but like the Bible said, in the end, you know, people are going to be falling away from the, you know, from the word from God, you know, wavering in doctrines and all kinds of stuff, you know. And it's sad that, you know, even God's very own elect could be, you know, tricked. I showed y'all that example, you know, in one of my videos, how easy it is to be misled. And I love y'all. And I just want to always expose the truth, you know, to let y'all know that, you know, you can do anything through Christ that strengthens you. So always believe, all right? I love y'all. Don't want to take up too much more of your time, but hopefully, you know, somebody will learn how to play the game, or hopefully I help somebody out there. I love y'all. Y'all take care. If nobody told y'all that you was beautiful today, remember that you are just the way that you are. And I love you. Okay? And I will always love you.